Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai Ba'Shem Rakakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the elect. Shalom to you all. I'm going to make this super quick. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video Alex Jones. No one understands Revelation chapter 20 except the men of GMS. Alex Jones says Satan will be put in a cage for 1,000 years. So I just heard him saying it on his this is his page right here on Odyssey. So he doesn't understand the scriptures. So I see we got to go through, and we may do that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today, but Revelation chapter 20, we need to go back into them breakdowns, to the interpretations, to the what they call hermeneutics. Hermeneutics is that. Let me do this. Hermeneutics. Hermeneutics meaning. Hermeneutics, the study of
the methodological principles of interpretation. According to Merriam-Webster, hermeneutics plural in form but singular or plural in construction. The study of the methodological principles of interpretation. 2. A method or principle of interpretation.
Right, hermeneutics is a fancy way. These apologists, these Christian apologists, they may use the word hermeneutics, and hermeneutics simply means interpretation of the scriptures. So you have Alex Jones, and he said that I can't pull this thing back, but he mentioned he referenced Revelation chapter 20, and he said, and I had this crack bust out laughing. He said the Most High is going to take Satan and he's going to put him in a cage for 1,000 years. In the future, like I said, nobody understands Revelation chapter 20 except the men of Great Millstone, GMS, starting from the apostles on down, even the IUIC. They believe, well, when you go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 7, 8, I guess 9, I'm not going to go to it, but it speaks about them coming out of their chain, Gog and Magog, and they're talking about, Bishop Nathaniel says that Revelation 20, verse 4, that we're going to be in a kingdom for 1,000 years. And then when Satan is loose, see, this is the difference between Bishop, the IUIC, and Deacon Akar and Brother Hassad. This pretty much say it's going to happen right after the beast is destroyed, that Gog is going to take over, which is not going to happen. There's no scriptures on that. But the Bishop Nathaniel says that it's going to be 1,000 years, that we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000 years, and then when 1,000 years is expired, Gog is going to hatch a plan to overtake us. So, you know what precept that comes in mind? Really two. Two, really. There's more than two, but two come to mind. Daniel. This is why people don't understand these scriptures. Bring this back. Let me go to Daniel 2. I'm sorry, Daniel 12. It speaks about this word being sealed, and it's also in Revelation 5 that this word is sealed with 7 seals. And the only one that can break the seals is the Lion of Judah, which is Yahushai, the Savior. So the fact that we can break it down is because the Yahushua came to us like he came to the Apostle Paul. Don't follow anybody that says that the Apostle Paul's writings, you got to question their writings, his writings. Look, Yahushua was dealing directly with the Apostle Paul and giving him revelations. When you go to Hebrews chapter 7 and it speaks about Melchizedek, it's the Apostle Paul that said that he had no mother and father. That's nowhere in the scriptures. So Yahushua explained to him that, look, Melchizedek had no mother and father. That's not in Genesis. That's not anywhere in the scriptures. Matter of fact, Melchizedek is mentioned 2 times in the scriptures. That's in Hebrews chapter 7 and the book of Genesis. Melchizedek came to Abraham, and Abraham gave him tithes. So he gave tithes to Yahushua because Yahushua is the chief priest over all Israel, even though he's of the tribe of Judah. So if you want to watch, but you got to bring it back, which you can't, Alex Jones, he says that. So he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the precepts. He doesn't understand the Bible. When it comes to interpreting the Bibles, the term is hermeneutics. He's lost on that. He doesn't understand. If he knew the scriptures, if Alex Jones knew the scriptures, or if you watch GMS videos, he would understand that Donald Trump will not make this place great again. This place is getting ready to be destroyed. They're going to lock horns with. You have this guy Netanyahu that came before Congress, and basically he said, "Look, Iran is the enemy. We got to get Iran." He wants the U.S. to get involved in the war to back up Israel in the attack on Iran. When you do that, Russia is an ally to Iran. Let me go check that. Is Russia an ally to Iran? Since the fall of the Soviet Union, the two nations...
Since the fall of the Soviet Union, the two nations have generally enjoyed very close cordial relations. Iran and Russia are strategic allies and form an axis in the Caucasus alongside Armenia.
So y'all heard that. Let me read that again. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, this was in the 90s during Reagan. Was it the 90s or the 80s? The two nations, Iran and Russia, have generally enjoyed very close cordial relations. Iran and Russia are strategic allies and form an Axis alliance in the Caucasus along Armenia. Who is Iran's closest allies? Syria. So guess what? Russia has to back Syria. Any friend of Iran is a friend of Russia. And Iran are strategic allies. Syria is often called Iran's closest ally. The Arab nationalism ideology of Syria, ruling Ba'ath Party notwithstanding. So if the U.S. eventually going to do it, if they go to war with Iran, backing up Israel, Russia will get involved. And China and Russia are allies. Is Iran helping Russia in the war? Less noted, though, is Iran's multifaceted support for Russia's ground war, including through artillery shells, small arm ammunitions, anti-tank rockets, mortar bombs, and glide bombs. This shows how Russia can benefit from Iranian aid in terms of quantity, if not quality. So there's got to be certain resources that Russia relies on as far as Iran is concerned. Who are the allies of Russia? Despite deteriorating relations with most of the international community since the invasion of Ukraine, Russia still maintains support and strong relations with certain countries such as India. India beat out China as far as population is concerned. There's more Indians than there are Chinese. China, there's over 1 billion people in China. 1 billion people can't be wrong. Inside joke. That's from the movie The Lost Boys. Belarus, Vietnam, during a recent meeting with Vladimir Putin, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela. Venezuela is a very important country in the scheme of things. Nicaragua, Syria, and North Korea. Venezuela, the country, Venezuela, possesses more oil than Canada and Saudi Arabia, which is the Middle East. And I believe that's why they're allowing Venezuelans to come into this country, emptying Venezuela so they can get to that oil. See, Venezuelans shouldn't have to come to America. Venezuelans should be the Saudi Arabia of the Western Hemisphere, man. Is Iran a friend of Russia? Iran and Russia are strategic allies and foreign axis in the Caucasus alongside Armenia. Iran and Russia are also military allies in the conflict in Syria, which Syria is an ally of Iran, which makes them an ally of Russia, and Iraq, and partners in Afghanistan and post-Soviet Central Asia. The Russian Federation is also the chief supplier of arms and weaponry in Iran. Let me read that again. The Russian Federation is also the chief supplier of arms, military arms, and weaponry in Iran. What does it say in Ezekiel 38? It mentions a Northeast African nations and Iran and those neighboring nations, which include Syria. It said that they're going to be a god unto them. So it would be stupid for the U.S. to listen to Putin to declare war in Iran, because Russia will have to get involved and China will be involved as well. Let me do this. Is Russia an ally to China? Although they have no formal alliance, the two countries do have an informal agreement to coordinate diplomatic and economic moves and build up an alliance against, I didn't know this was going to say this, the U.S. So Russia and China are willing to get together against the U.S. economically and militarily. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom.